Connecting Arizona. 12 News Today starts now.
Death in the sky. Two skydivers collide 200 feet above Eloy and plummet to the ground. The question this morning, how could this happen to divers trying to set world records?
Answers coming. We'll find out today if anyone violated workplace laws in the deadly Yarnell Hill fire. Nearly 6 months later, an investigation has closed.
Well, do you like the weather? It's gonna change, folks. We have a storm moving in. Big changes in the weather department. I'll have all those details coming up.
All of that here on a Wednesday morning, December 4th. Thanks for starting your day with us here on 12 News Today. We're all bundled up. We get ready for hot chocolate out on the plaza.
A little
run.
hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
That's a cool idea.
And we got some huge events coming up this weekend.
Oh.
If you're going to be around Tempe, it's going to be slammed. But we also have rain.
Yeah. Looks like we have rain coming in late Saturday right now.
Perfect timing.
Perfect
Cold
timing.
weather.
Love it.
It's going to be an old-fashioned slug out in Tempe, folks.
Wow.
Low pressure right now and some cold weather up towards the north of us. 59 right now in Phoenix, 54 for Scottsdale, and temperatures in the 50s for Fountain Hills. This map's going to look basically in the 20s and 30s by Friday morning. Trish, it's going to be very cold. Today, though, slight chance of a sprinkle. A lot of moisture in the atmosphere. It doesn't look like it's going to be a big rain event, but a high of only 62, so much cooler than yesterday.
All right, like you said, pack the umbrellas and those coats out there. It's going to get chilly, and of course, if it rains, it feels even colder. On our Beat the Traffic scene this morning, things are looking pretty good over in the West Valley because we do have that crash working where the 101 meets the I-10, so you can see everything is moving right along, but this could change as the morning moves along. On our Beat the Traffic maps, a few spots where we're seeing some red and yellow, so drivers are putting on the brakes below 40 miles per hour right there in that little spot on the I-17. The 51 looks much better. This is that crash I was talking about. Moved to the side of the road. Loop 101 westbound at the I-10. Eastbound direction's looking good, and right now the map is green in the westbound direction, surprisingly. So watch out for that. Also, right here where the stack is, I-17 to the I-10 stack, we do have that disabled vehicle in the clearing stages there. I-10 at 19th Avenue, slow and go in both directions. Doug?
All right, thanks, Tricia.
Breaking news out of Mesa for you. 2 people are in custody connected to several tire slashings.
Police say this time people slashed 18 car tires near the 60 and Alma School. It is unclear, though, if these are the same suspects in the incidents from last week. We'll keep you posted if we find out any more information. Also this morning, this is really tragic. The investigation into the deaths of 2 skydivers is just beginning today. The divers collided in midair yesterday in Eloy. Police say they were just 200 feet from the ground when their parachutes collapsed as they fell. Now, we know the divers were not American, but investigators haven't said where they are from. They were in town for an event at Skydive Arizona.
6:02 is your time right now. For the 3rd time, we'll hear opening statements today in the case against Jonathan Duty. This morning marks the start of the 3rd Temple murders trial. The first time, jurors convicted Duty of first-degree murder, but a court overturned his conviction, saying his confession may have been coerced. Earlier this year, jurors couldn't reach a verdict. So at 10:30 this morning, a new jury will begin the process of hearing this case.
Also, the investigation still going into why and how CPS failed to investigate thousands of reports of abuse. Hundreds of people spent last night at a forum calling for big changes to the agency.
The bottom line is the legislature has to find the money and start opening up those pocketbooks. Quit wasting it.
We need to fire Director Carter. We all know it. How many children will it take to be abused for him to be fired?
Speakers told the legislature's oversight committee that the state needs to step up and make changes to the agency and give it enough money to get the job done. As more questions come up about the agency, we're learning more about the money it's received in the last few years. Chris Rapsky is at the State House, and he's been looking into this. What surprising things did you find, Chris?
Well, we can tell you, first of all, here's the issue. It's that the number of children in and out of home care under CPS over the last 5 years has grown 45%, which is an alarming number. And so how does the department react to that growth? I mean, that's the question we're trying to find out. So we decided to look back at the budgets and see if we can get any indications from that. So here's a look at the budgets, the total budgets for CPS in fiscal years 2008, 2012, and 2014. You see, after the economy got slammed, the budget still increased 11% from 2008 to 2012. And then from 2012 to 2014, the budget went up another 26%. So it's clear that there's a lot of money going into CPS and that the money is continuing to grow. That much we can see. Now let's look at caseloads. Each CPS employee is given, and you see the amount of work has grown far faster than the money. These figures represent the percent of workload over the federal standard, which indicates CPS workers are taking on far more work than is federally recommended. So the questions now the state has to answer: does CPS need more money in order to handle this influx of cases, or is it a systematic error and they have enough money, they just need to use it more efficiently? And that is what the state needs to figure out, you guys.
The bottom line here is we got to remember the kids first and foremost. All right, Chris, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
6:05 is your time right now, and happening this morning, 2 Tempe teens are in a whole lot of trouble, and it has to do with an alleged plot to kill one of their grandmothers. Police found out about the plot after a friend read about it on a 15-year-old boy's Facebook page. Investigators say he and a 17-year-old girl, they used Facebook to talk about how and when they would kill the grandma. The 15-year-old told police he wanted her dead because he was tired of being in trouble. Both teens go to Coronado High School.
Today, we're going to get our first look at the man accused of killing a TSA agent at LAX. Paul Ciancia had his first court appearance this morning. Now, investigators say he targeted TSA officers when he shot a rifle at the airport, killing Gerardo Hernandez and injuring a handful of others. Airport police shot Ciancia. He spent some time in the hospital before being moved to federal custody. Across the country, in Boston, in a suburb there, a 14-year-old accused of killing his math teacher going to be in court. A judge is set to arraign Philip Chisholm, you just saw him, on murder, rape, and armed robbery charges. Police say Chisholm sexually assaulted his teacher, calling Ritzer before slitting her throat with a box cutter. At his last court appearance, he pleaded not guilty.
In the next couple of weeks, there will be more military helicopters flying around the valley. It's all because Luke Air Force Base is hosting pilots from across the world for training. And that means people around Luke may hear a little more noise than usual. There will also be an increased military presence along Highway 85. It's just south of Gila Bend. That's because members of Singapore's military are actually going to position themselves around the Barry Goldwater Range. The training goes through December 15th.
I love this next story. 6:06 here. What do you want to accomplish in your time on Earth? People's wishes are showing up in public places. This Before I Die project actually started in 2011 in New Orleans, but now there are more than 400 walls in the United States and more than 60 other countries. Wall visitors fill out their answers with pieces of sidewalk chalk. The goal of the project to have people open up about their hopes and dreams. The founding artist says a theme at most all of the walls: no regrets.
Huh.
What would you put?
Before I die, I would want to make sure my whole family is taken care of.
Oh.
So then I can die peacefully and not have to worry. What about you? Here comes a selfish one.
Yeah,
what is it?
I was thinking about a boat.
Or nine.
I want to retrace a boat trip I took when I was 18 years old.
Oh, that's
and I would
cool.
like to do it in my own boat with my friends.
What's your boat called?
Grease Lightning.
You are so fancy. Geez, I don't know if that can fit on that big of a space.
Well, I
so
might
it's
ask
gonna
for
take a
2
little
pieces of
bit.
chalk.
Right, I think so.
Hopefully that's not too selfish.
Tweet us your response. That's not selfish.
No, okay,
That's
all right.
good. If I was to say something selfish like you know, I would say travel to every single country.
That's not selfish.
That's not selfish. I like that.
I'm
I'll
tweeting
take
it
people
right
with
now.
me if you'd like to come. Yeah, we're actually going to ask you to tweet. Just dropped my Diet Coke. 6:08 your time right now. Thank you. Don't open it. If you're traveling by plane to get home for the holidays, there's a chance that you can get through security a whole lot faster because of a new program that's expanding today.
So very cool.
Yeah.
And it's time of the season. A blast of winter weather is impacting millions of people this morning as 45,000 lights come to life for a holiday tradition. Those people do not look happy. There are the lights.
Okay, I'm going to open the Diet Coke.
Oh,
Bad
news.
It's not happening.
You gotta go back and clean this up.
This is live right now, though. Rock Center. Beautiful.
Your Wednesday morning commute is looking absolutely fantastic this morning. A live look out there from our roof cam. Still pretty dark out there, but things are starting to pick up on the roads. Beautiful lights out there. On our ADOT cam right here, you can see everything is up to speed over in the west part of the valley. Here's a live look at the 101 and 19th Avenue. So everyone is moving up to speed above 50 miles per hour, just what we want to see this time of the morning. As for the rest of the valley, we do still have that crash in the clearing stages down here where the I-10 meets the 101. This is on the 101 in the westbound direction. direction. Eastbound's looking great right now. Also a disabled vehicle down here off of where the I-17, I-10 stack is. And you can see a little bit of slow and go right there into the 40s. And that's around Indian School on the I-17. So you might want to take the 51 instead if you live near Indian School. Right here, a disabled vehicle blocking the shoulder. This one's on the I-10 at 19th Avenue, and we did get reports slowing in both directions, but it does look like no major delays right now. As for the rest of the East Valley, other than this little pocket right here on the 202, the Red Mountain 202, speed slowing into the 40s there around Scottsdale, but then it picks back up once you get to Priest, and then we have that typical morning slow and go over approaching Apache Junction. Doug?
All right, Tricia, thanks. 6:14 is your time right now. Today in Washington, the U.S. Supreme Court hears the first in a series of free speech cases.
Yeah, today's case centers around a California man banned from protesting at an Air Force base because he crossed the boundary of a protest area. So in that case, the government says it was just protecting national security. The court will also hear a case that challenges protest buffer zones outside abortion clinics.
Well, if you flew out of town for Thanksgiving, you know how long the security lines got. But starting today, any passenger can apply for the TSA pre-check program. That program lets you ditch the long lines and leave your shoes and jackets on as you go through security. Travelers are going to have to fill out an online application, verify citizenship status in person, and pay an $85 fee to be part of that program.
Happening in New York today, people are getting ready for what many call the kickoff to the holiday season. The 81st Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting ceremony. It's happening tonight. This year's tree, it is a 76-foot tall Norway spruce from Connecticut. And when it's lit, it will have 45,000 lights. And of course, say it.
Fancy?
Say it.
Fancy. Crystal.
Swarovski.
I can't say that.
It's a crystal star on top. I know. Hey, we're going to take you out there live right now. Kelly Clarkson, Mariah Carey, and Mary J. Blige are some of the performers. You can watch it all right here, NBC. There's a special tonight. It happens at 7 o'clock. But it's a beautiful tree. That, to me, is the staple of Christmas.
Yeah, it really is. If you ever can get down to Rockefeller Center in New York.
I've only seen it once.
New York City in general during the holidays.
Oh, it's so
just
cool.
awesome. Well, another sign of the season, here you go. People in Minnesota waking up to nearly 3 feet of snow in some spots. Another foot of snow could fall today. Then, if you can imagine it, it may actually get worse. When the storm moves out, a deep freeze could move in. A winter storm warning is in effect through late today. That, my friends, not fun.
No, Minnesota isn't the only place, though, covered in snow this morning. Check this out. A system that spans from Texas to Wisconsin means rain and snow all across the middle part of the country. The heaviest snow expected to move through Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Great Lakes region. We showed you just some video there from North Dakota, but
this is why I can take the 112 degrees in the summertime if I don't have to do that.
You are exactly right. I could not agree with you more. You don't have to shovel sunshine.
Hey, you know what? I'm wondering if Little Red Riding Hood is in town anywhere today.
Wait, I think I see her.
Oh.
I'm trying to get my jacket on here.
What are you trying to do? Fat guy in a little coat?
in a little coat.
There it is.
If you rip that, I will be very upset.
Emma Jade's little, this is like the jacket of a very tiny little person.
No, it is not.
You're so little, Emma.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't for high heels, we'd just boink. So,
I don't see the problem with that.
Let's talk. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Here, let me get my jacket. We are going to need our jackets because we have weather to tell. I missed that.
There it is.
Oh,
yep. That's for you.
Emma, I love that song. Let me get my jacket on right now.
They wanted to call it Jimmy.
Look good in red.
Let's talk about the weather. Let's go to the graphics here, folks. Let's move it along here. Unbelievable. Okay, here's what we have. Wednesday, today, we have showers in our area. And as far as our first desert freeze, that's going to be coming on to a neighborhood near you by Friday morning. Low pressure just slides right on across our area. It's going to drop that cold northwesterly flow. And then behind it, by the weekend, a chance of some more rain. We have winter advisories across the region. Now, if you're going to be flying anywhere up towards the north, winter storm watches. And also, we have these freeze watches in effect. This is right here in the valley. It's going to be for Friday morning. I just want to go ahead so that you're prepared. I don't want to hear caught off guard used anywhere on Friday or Saturday.
Or any day for that matter.
It's a weatherman's pet peeve when you hear the reporters say we're caught off guard with the storm. We want 48 to 55. This is for the game. Sun Devil games versus Stanford. That game's going to be at 5:45. And, you know, I don't know what the policy is on umbrellas, so think about it, at least at the parkas, the ponchos, the water-resistant ponchos could help you out because we could have some showers out there, too. But it is going to be chilly, and those storms will be developing. Now, snowfall up towards the north of us, possibly 2 to 6 inches of snow, maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow up around the White Mountains, and Cholo 2 to 4. Our temperatures, the average is 68 this time of year. And there we go. These temperature lines going to be careening down. 54 for Saturday, 55 for Sunday. Now, the futurecast for today, up towards the north around late morning here, snowfall up towards the north and a chance of some showers, very cold conditions blowing. So remember, please be very careful if you're going to be up in towards the northern areas. The roads could get treacherous. Even if it just starts snowing for just a few minutes, it could really make those roads very slippery. Then we start to clear out, and temperatures will start to clear out a little bit more, but it's going to be a chilly one. Follow my cold blast forecast on Twitter at James Quinones. That cold weather is on the way. How cold is it going to get? Chance of showers today, 62 degrees, and then our high only 55 for Thursday. And Emma starting out in the 30s and 20s here Friday morning, and a chance of showers again late Saturday for that big ASU Stanford game, and Sunday morning as well.
Wow. Good thing a lot of people won't be out.
Good football weather.
Wait. Oh, I just think that's awful. That might be bad for our players.
Oh, no, they're going to... God, 6:19 is your time right now. Emma's just mentioning it, ASU chasing roses. And if you plan to cheer on the Sun Devils this Saturday, you're going to be with about 250,000 people crowding the streets of Tempe. The Pac-12 championship game coming on a very, very busy day downtown.
And basketball diplomacy is back and better than ever. U.S. diplomats have been denied, but Dennis Rodman, he's headed back to North Korea. Gosh, this just is, hey, whatever works. Whatever works. You're watching 12 News Today, connecting Arizona.
Is it working?
I don't know.
Things on our road are looking fantastic this morning. We do have somebody pulled over to the side, not causing too much traffic right there. No delays right there in that area. But we did have a crash further to the west. So on our maps, I'll show you where that is in the clearing stages down here. A couple of arrows popping up on our maps this morning, but nothing too major. A crash moved to the side of the road on the Loop 101 westbound at the I-10 right there. You can see it all in the clear as we move into downtown Phoenix, where the I-17 I-10 stack is. One crash right there. Actually, this is that disabled vehicle we were talking about earlier, blocking the shoulder. No major delays. I-10 at 19th Street, but a little bit of slow and go in both directions. So give yourself plenty of extra time if you're coming into downtown Phoenix.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Trisha. Well, 6:24 is your time right now. ASU only 60 minutes away from its first Rose Bowl since 1997.
Yes, if the Devils beat Stanford Saturday, they are on their way to the granddaddy of them all. If you're going to the Pac-12 championship game, you're going to want to budget a lot of extra time. Many road closures going to be in place because at the same time, the Tempe Festival of the Arts is happening.
Holy smokes.
5th Street going to be closed from Ash to Myrtle. 7th Street entirely closed. Police suggest taking the light rail or carpooling, or do what Emma's going to do. She's going to take a bike.
Yes.
In that rain. We're getting ready for the Roses, Road to the Roses Friday night. After Arizona Nightly News, we're going to have a special half-hour program focused on the big game against Stanford. You will not want to miss that.
All right, while ASU is on the road to roses, athletes from across the world continue on their road to Sochi. And today, skier Lindsey Vonn will hit the slopes for the very first time since hurting her knee a few weeks ago. The U.S. ski team says she has been cleared to begin World Cup downhill training. So the team will decide tomorrow if she will be able to compete.
Cannot imagine what that is going to be like.
I don't know either. Yikes.
It's about 6 months away, but this morning we have a look at the official ball for the 2014 World Cup. The ball called the Brazuca. It went through a lot of testing. Some of the world's top players tried it out. It will be used at the World Cup matches next June and July in Rio de Janeiro. I don't understand this.
What?
Why do they have to reinvent the ball? I mean, they don't reinvent the football for the Super Bowl.
No, they're not reinventing the ball, but maybe the materials that it's made out of, maybe even the colors on it.
Is there not one standard ball?
There should be. You'd think there would be.
Maybe they can sell more balls this way.
All right, it is happening again. Dennis Rodman is going back to North Korea. The former NBA star will make his third visit. That's going to be happening later this month. While there, Rodman will train North Korea's national basketball team for an exhibition game against former NBA players. Rodman says his visits with Kim Jong-un are for basketball diplomacy between the nations. Basketball diplomacy? He also calls the leader a friend. He can get in, U.S. diplomats cannot.
Meanwhile, we have an American that has being held up there.
In North Korea.
In North Korea. Yeah. And he's admitted to some ill doings during that time, so maybe...
I don't know how those conversations go between Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un.
High five. 6:26 is your time right now. An adrenaline rush turns deadly. This morning, we're learning more about the skydivers who collided 20 feet above Eloy. How did the quest to break records end in their deaths?
And he survived for 3 days in a pocket of freezing water at the bottom of the ocean. And now the video shows how rescuers found the sole survivor of a Nigerian boat crash.
That is the video of the day.
Absolutely. Stick around for this story. So beautiful.
Gosh, gorgeous view out there. Gotta soak that up, ease into our morning. Here's a live look from our 12 News roof cam. Just a beautiful shot as the sun's just starting to come up. Love this time of year. A little chilly out there, but a beautiful shot out there this morning live from our roof cam. Here's a live look at our ADOT cam now. Loop 101 and Northern. So you can see some flashing lights out there. This is where we have a crash that was moved to the side of the road. So it looks like drivers are moving along, but on our maps, we are starting to see a lot of red and yellow pop up. This is where that one is, still 67 miles per hour in the southbound, 55 heading north right there near U.S. Airways. So it should start to pick up as the morning moves along, but give yourself plenty of extra time if you're heading out in the west part of the valley, just to be sure you don't prolong your travel time there. Move to the side of the road, the Loop 101 at the I-10. This is the one we've been talking about all morning long, and you can see right here speed slowing as you pass 83rd Avenue, and it's pretty hit or miss as you make your way into downtown Phoenix this morning. Also, take the 51 instead of the 17 because there is some slow and go drivers putting on the brakes into the 40s there on the 17. Also, a disabled vehicle block in the shoulder I-10 at 19th Avenue. Guys?
All right, Tricia, thanks. 6:45 is your time right now. Today, almost 1 year since the shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary, we'll hear the 911 calls. Connecticut State Attorney had fought to keep the calls from being released, but a judge said that they could go public. The Associated Press says it wants the recordings to look at the police response to the shootings that killed 26 people. 7 landline calls from inside the school are expected to be released.
The University of Notre Dame is fighting the federal government about birth control. Under the Affordable Care Act, the school has to provide employees with contraception as part of their insurance coverage. But the Catholic University says the requirements violate its religious beliefs. This is the second time it's filed suit, and this time it's happening as the White House begins a 3-week public relations campaign to remarket the Affordable Care Act.
Well, this story all over social media. Would love to know what you think about it. Delta Airlines doing some damage control after bumping 50 people from their flight.
Awful.
Why? To make room for a college basketball team on their way to a game. Maintenance issues grounded the University of Florida's charter plane, so Delta canceled a commercial flight and put the team on it instead. All of the passengers had to find other flights. Oh, but they did give them vouchers. The airline, which also operates the charter, says it expected the maintenance to be done quickly. It wasn't, so that's why it canceled the flight. Florida, by the way, ended up losing to UConn in a last-second shot. That is karma. I mean, here, Delta just must not care. They just must not care about the 50 people that are inconvenienced.
Do they have to care? I don't think they do.
They don't have to care.
It's 50 people to them.
No, it's kind of.
But to other people who are flying during the holidays, you miss out on seeing family, you miss out on time with, friends, loved ones, all of that.
What's the cost benefit there in the event that, they still have the Delta deal with University of Florida? I mean, the planes aren't empty. I just feel terrible for those people.
Yeah, you do. Bumped off of their flight. Yeah. Jimmy Q?
Ever been bumped off, my friend?
No, I've been asked, the old, you want to step off and they'll give you a voucher or something.
Yeah. Right.
It never seems to work out, though. I have to be at work the next day or, you can't do it. So.
Busy man.
Yeah, I tell you what, we are going to be very busy for today. We do have a lot of weather to tell you about. Low pressure right now is cutting its way through the region. Behind it, cold weather. In front of it, a chance of snow showers here. Lots of clouds, but no rain showing up across the valley. But just up towards the north of Wickenburg, a couple of showers around. It's going to be sort of a mid-morning to late morning, early afternoon. More showers along the 40 from Bullhead City here. That's that snowfall. And right now, we freeze up Flagstaff. We have snow across the 487, the 17, and the 40. So this is going to be icy. We have winter weather advisories posted for the high country right now in this section here. So here's what the advisories look like across the rest of the nation in the southwest up towards the north from Wyoming down to the south, and winter weather advisories here posted all day long. Could be very treacherous out there. Scattered showers today, and we're going to be talking about a Friday freeze with our lows in the 20s and the 30s. We already have a freeze watch that is posted for our region here, folks. It's going to be very cold on Friday morning with our temperatures starting out in the 20s and the 30s. If you're heading out DSU football game. Yeah, chilly skies, increasing clouds. Bring the jackets and the rain gear to the park guys. Snow for the hikers. We really have a lot to talk about this morning. I'm telling you, folks, it's kind of very important up here. Flagstaff on in towards Sholo, 2 to 4 inches by Friday. You can follow my tweets all day long at James Quinones. That cold blast is going to be on the way. Temperatures look like this: 62 for Phoenix, 52 for Globe, 48 for Payson, and 35 for Flagstaff. The Grand Canyon, 33. Breezy today, 62 degrees, and then that cold air floods in by Friday. It is going to be chilly out there. Temperatures very cold, and then we start right back up again with a chance of showers Saturday night for the big football game, and of course Sunday morning, more rain in the forecast. It's going to be a cool one for us here. Marissa, we are talking about a great event that you can do anytime. I don't mind about rain, and running in the rain is great. We have the hot chocolate run that's going to be happening this Sunday morning, right?
Yes, it is. It kicks off at 7 o'clock at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, and we're so excited to have all of our runners come out there and just have a good time.
And there's still time to register.
There is still time to register.
It's about how far is the race? 2 races.
So there's two races. There's actually a 5K and a 15K. The 5K is about 3 miles, and the 15 is about 9.3 miles.
5K, you can probably walk, bring the family.
Yes, you keep a brisk walk. No strollers are allowed, but it's still great for the little kids. And I think it's wonderful because sometimes they're a lot more competitive than their parents even. So they're like taking off running, whereas their parents are, keeping it more of a pace.
And this is going to benefit the Ronald McDonald House. I've worked with them. Great charity.
They're an amazing, amazing charity. I've had the honor of actually being at the Chicago location, and they just truly instill hope into the hearts of the families.
Families that come in there, they need a place to stay. Ronald McDonald House is here, so proceeds will benefit that. That's going to be this Saturday, or this Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. You can still register for that as well. There you have it. It's going to be Sunday, 7:30 a.m., 5K at 8:30 a.m. is going to be 15.
Wednesday morning, the sun is just starting to peek over the horizon. Ooh, gotta love that bright orange. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. Things are looking great on our roads this morning. There are a few delays and not a good time to be in the West Valley because of this right here. This is a live look at our ADOT cam off of the Loop 101 and 67th Avenue. So you can see a crash move to the side of the road, but drivers are really putting on the brakes out there. On our maps, we are starting to see a lot of things pop up. Anywhere you see a yellow arrow, right here, crash blocking the shoulder, 101 eastbound at 59th Avenue. It starts to pick up just past that. You can see the map turned yellow just past that. So not completely stopped at a standstill right now. Crash on the exit ramp on the Loop 101 northbound at Northern Avenue. A couple more, one in the clearing stages down here, moved to the side, 101 westbound at the I-10, and then a disabled vehicle off of 19th Avenue. This one blocking the shoulder, but not causing too many delays around the stack. The mini stack looks good. Same thing for the split. The crash blocking the shoulder on the I-10 westbound at the 60s. Another spot you're going to want to watch out for. Maybe just take surface streets to get around it, and instead of taking the 60, take the 202 Red Mountain or Santan. Both of those look much better. Jimmy?
Okay, today we have a lot of weather to tell you about. System's going to pull in some clouds, cold air, chance of showers here for this morning, and we have winter weather advisories to the north. That's going to be Flagstaff, heading on your way to Sedona, so please be careful. And then lots of clouds tomorrow, only 55 for tomorrow. And cold, cold weather is going to be moving in Friday morning. Temperatures, Doug, will be in the 20s and the 30s, and then rain for Saturday night through Sunday morning. It's going to be at the big football game. It's going to be a wet one.
I absolutely love it. All right, finally this morning, our bright spot, and this is unbelievable. During summer vacation, 2 foster children in Tennessee sent up a prayer request in a balloon, wishing for a home for the holidays. They wrote, quote, "We want to be adopted by our new mommy and daddy for Christmas." Their balloon traveled all the way to Maryland, and the people who found it sent it to the foster family and said it was a sign from God. They needed to adopt those children. A judge made the wish come true yesterday.
Wow.
That is a good Christmas story.
That's a great Christmas story. You know what? Jimmy did his whole forecast with 4 marshmallows in your mouth.
They're delicious.
Yeah, you sound great.
What marshmallows?
Yeah, have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye. Today's show's next.